So I'll show you my little rustic cabin. I'm staying here for the night. I've got my own little swing and porch. And got a queen bed here, a couch, table, another couch, bunk beds. So more than I need. It is shared bathrooms, but there's a fair number of bathrooms, and that's keeps it cheaper, I guess. Should be a good night's stay. Yeah, so last night was a bit of an experience. I did freeze until I managed to sort out my sleeping arrangements, but it all worked out in the end, and I got a good night's sleep after all. I also had trouble for dinner last night. By the time I pulled in, and everything was shut down. Not that there was much in the area. Three Forks is basically just a road intersection with a couple of buildings in it. And although I could have bought some candy, that kind of thing, there was nowhere I could get a real meal. There was a place you could get burgers, but they'd shut down. So I ended up eating granola bars for dinner. I always take along a pack of different types of granola bars just for that kind of situation. But none of that should be a damper. I think it's just par for the course. You got to plan for the fact that you might not find a meal. In fact, you might not find a place to stay. That's why I always have my camping gear. Well, I'm really excited about today's ride. I am on the Needles Highway, and there's two sections of it. There's a section I'm on now, which is actually fantastic, and it's free. It's just a highway. But the second section that I'm going to go on today is a paid-for park. You go through a park, and they think that section is so astounding, it's worth the money. And I guess we'll find out. Currently, these curves are pretty fantastic. Well, the Needles Highway is in the Black Hills of South Dakota. And the Black Hills region is famous for all these crazy rock formations that pop out. There's boulders everywhere, as you can see, but some of them stick straight up and create very interesting sculptures. Oh, and here we are coming up to the Hood Tunnel. They carved out just enough to allow traffic to go through, but not in both directions at once. Well, I'm nearing the entrance now to Custer State Park. And it is a state park, so my National Parks Pass isn't going to help me here. Well, it cost me $20 to enter this area, but this is more than just an area to ride a road for a lot of people. There's a lot of caving that happens here, as you can kind of imagine in an area with all this interesting rock formation. So there's extensive caving. They still haven't found all the caves. They find new areas all the time. But it's the rock formations and the road that I'm here to see. And I have to tell you, I'm not disappointed at all. It is pretty spectacular in this region. A lot of people think of South Dakota and they think, why would I go there? And you get that silly flyover state stuff going on. But it's not all flat prairie land here. Far from it. This entire section of the Needles Highway in Custer State Park is only 14 miles or 23 kilometers long. So it's not a long trip, but it does take at least an hour to get here. I'm pulling over here because I am now at the Needles Eye Tunnel, and so I'll get some footage here on foot. If I can. There you go. So it's traffic both ways, but it's only, well, it's less than 9 feet wide, so it's one vehicle at a time for sure. Just going to capture some of the scenery while I'm here. I mean, these rocks, the way they jut out is just astounding. Hard to capture them with my camera. They jet up so high. If I had more time, I would definitely want to do some hiking in this region. Well, time to go through the tunnel. All right, we're going to go through the tunnel. Well, at first I thought it was a mistake to be stuck behind this truck because it's hard to see. But on the other hand, it's easy to see how tight and narrow the tunnel is. Apparently buses get through here though, so there is that. Ah, that's why we were so backed up. There's people walking across. They found a little alcove to hide in to let the truck get by. If I was that truck driver, I think I would have tucked my mirrors in, but maybe he knows what he's doing. He hasn't hit anything yet. It's not a particularly long tunnel, just a very interesting one. Here we are on the other side. And lots of interesting rocks on this side too. Well, there is a lesson here for me to remember forever. Paying 20 bucks just to ride a highway, I was sort of thinking, maybe I'll skip it. And what a mistake that would have been. This is definitely worth the money, especially when you consider when's the next time I'm going to be in this part of the country. Oh, I thought, I'd say I saw so much good scenery for free, but yeah, you can see why they put the gates up and charge people money. Perhaps it's just me. Have you ever been somewhere and didn't want to pay the price because you thought it was outrageous and then later regretted it? I think we get used to so many scams that we're a little suspicious. But yeah, leave a note in the comments of the good places to see that are definitely worth the money. I love a good view. I'm glad it wasn't the peak of summer when I was here. There was enough cars, but once I got away from the actual tourist spots, like the tunnels, I was able to flow fairly freely. I can only imagine what it would be like when everybody's here, or even worse, during the Sturgis rally. Sturgis is very close to here, and well, I was there yesterday at Sturgis. Check that out in my previous video if you want to see that aspect. Some of these rocks are so close to the road. Yeah, in hindsight, if I had more time, I would like to spend probably up to a week here. There's so many hiking trails and things that you can do. I'd really like to just sort of immerse myself in it. Well, maybe next time. Okay, please stop. It's a little scary how often a motorcyclist will get reminded that they're in a fragile situation and, your life could be taken from you. You have to stay diligent no matter where you are. And it's a brutal reminder, but it's something everyone needs to remember. Anyway, I'm kind of out of the big rock formations now, but the road is fantastic. I mean, it's nice and tree-lined and everything is so green. I really appreciate this aspect of it as well, especially after being through all the scenery. And here we are at the Iron Creek Tunnel. Another one of these tunnels, you want to make sure you've got the right size vehicle. Times like this, it's awfully kind of cool to be on a motorcycle. Well, and when I was talking about how cold it was last night, look at this, snow on the ground. So as I plug in the heated vest as we go by the snow on the side of the road, this is wrapping up episode 10 of my trip around America. Episode 9 also included the early part of the Black Hills, so you can check that out. And I'm heading towards the Badlands of South Dakota for episode 11. Hope to see you then. Please like and subscribe.